Signore e signori, buonasera. Benvenuti alla Casa Italiana, Zerilli-Marimò della New York University. My name is Stefano Albertini. I'm a migrant, and I'm also the director of the Casa. It's a great pleasure to have you here with us tonight to open with a bang quale edizione? 12. The 12th edition of In Scena, the Italian Festival Theater in New York. As you know, we have been with them since the very beginning and even before the conception, and we are delighted to provide all the support that we can to this initiative. Bringing good theater, a lot of different theater from Italy to the States, and in particular in a city that is difficult when it comes to theater, because we are used to see great theater on the stages of New York. It's difficult, it's a challenge, and it's a challenge that Laura and Donatella have faced happily, bravely, and without ever giving up. So they deserve an applause just for that. I think the short video tells you all the things you need to know about the festival. No, beh, qualcosa puoi dire. I'm always trying to shut her up. Never succeeded, but what I noticed, tell me if I'm wrong, is that it's a sort of è un festival al femminile. Ci sono moltissime presenze femminili, attrici, registe, i temi, i titoli. That is perfectly fine by me. I'm very happy that you did. I don't know whether it was conscious or not. Maybe you want to tell us. Even better. Anyway, I'm happy about it. And now this event to me are great because I have to give a presentation of 2 minutes, sit down and enjoy the performances like you. So enjoy, come back, let people know that this is happening, that there is great Italian theater on the stages of the 5 boroughs of New York City for free. So take a look at the program, see what you like, tell your friends, and come and support this initiative. Support doesn't mean to give money, because we don't charge for the tickets, if you notice. But theater is not free. There are costs. So at least help us spreading the news and letting more people know about this event. And now my very good friend and partner in this and many other endeavors, Laura Caparrotti.
Thank you. Just want to say if you are up there are seats over here that you can take. And thank you for being here in this rain. It seems that at that time there is an opening for In Scena, it's raining. And as we say in Italian, sposa bagnata, sposa fortunata, festival bagnato, festival fortunato. So, as you know, I'm Laura Caparrotti. I don't have to tell you who I am. But tonight, the opening night, every year we try to change, and tonight we have a show that is part of the festival. But before that, I have the privilege of telling you about the program. You have seen a little bit in the video, and actually, I forgot something in the video, but I'll tell you in a moment. Before that, I want to share with you a feeling that I had in the last few months. These are challenging times. And I've been thinking a lot about what it means to do theater, what it means to be an artist in these times, what it's our, I don't want to say duty, but what can we do in this time? And been kind of, I personally been kind of depressed about, situations. But a few weeks ago, I went to see this beautiful show, Hamlet, at the Lincoln Center for Performing Arts. It was by Teatro La Plaza, a company from Peru. And all the actors were people with Down syndrome. And they acted Hamlet while telling their stories. And they said, I'm here because I can be whatever I am. I want to be in here. I can tell you my story, and it's fine to be who I am, and there's no problem. And I felt like, this is the power of theater, is to tell stories that, is about us, and is to be whomever we want to be, and we could be on stage. And then a few days ago, I went to see an event at the Penn World Voices Festival, which is a wonderful festival, just closed yesterday. No, 2 days ago. And the event was about censorship in theater. And these wonderful panelists were there. They were all great playwrights. They also were talking about what can we do now, and they were talking about keeping the community, not only creating, but keeping the community and keeping telling the stories within the communities. And we need to tell the stories, even if it's our own community, but keep telling these stories and keep creating communities. So then I thought, okay, this festival is showing stories that are about all of us, and it's the freedom of be and tell who we are and what we could be and what are our issues, what makes you happy or sad, and also is a way to create community. So with the Italian artists, we create a community together with the New York artist and the New York audience, which is beautiful. So welcome to this year festival where artists are together and together with the audience. And now, I want to just, before the show that we're going to see, first I want to show you who is making this festival possible. So the festival, as you know, is organized by Kairos Italy Theater, by Casa Italiana, Zerilli-Marimò at NYU, and by Kit Italia, which is directed by Donatella Codoneso, who is over there in the dark. Yes, thank you. Donatella is also associate director of the festival. There is also Costanza Buggiani, who is over there, also in the dark. Can you come a little bit closer so we can see your face? Maybe? Here, closer. Sorry, you can both. Yes, and she's associate producer. You will see them both in all locations. We have Jack Woods in the booth over there because he's our technical director. Thank you. Yes, it's fantastic. And we have Emily Owens, who is our press representative. And also, we have 2 interns. We have a group of interns that you are going to see in the 5 boroughs. And here, if you can stand, Julian, can I have just a little bit of light in the house? Just a little bit. Okay, so Thomas, Inserra, and Afia Enriquez, if you can stand up. Okay, they're over there. You're going to see them as well. And then you can keep, it's nice to applaud for him, but we can do a big applause at the end. And then the 5 boroughs. So the 5 boroughs, we have locations that have been with us since the beginning, which is, for instance, Bronx Academy for Arts and Dance. We have most recent ones, like Culture Lab LIC. We have Tess Hossam. Tess? Yes, she's the director in Queens. It's one of my favorite places in the world, and they are with us for 3 years, and they're very generous as everyone else. And returning ones, like Casa Belvedere Staten Island, and also the Italian Cultural Institute. Thank you. Which was not in the video, shame on me, but it will tomorrow. Tonight. Then, as every year, we have also our tutoring program. One is the super titles that we do in collaboration with the Scuola Civica Altiero Spinelli in Milan. It's a school for translators and interpreters. And we have a group, so most of the super titles, not all of them, been translated and put into super titles, but this group of students led by myself and Donatella Codoneso, who is our expert for super titles. Not only our expert is the expert in super titles. Then we have also 2 mentorships. One is the 3rd year we are doing it with Istrio, which is the main Italian theater magazine, and they also have a prestigious award, the Istrio Award. And we have this mentorship that is translating, adapting. So we select a play. The author comes to New York and works with a mentor. This year, the author is Chiara Rigoni, who is not here yet because she was at the Colbert show. I forgive her. And then there is play is translated by Giulia Cowie, and is the mentor this year is Antoinette Lavecchia. We always try to have an Italian-American mentor, and actually we just saw that another mentor of ours from the first year of mentorship is here, Frank Avella. So, and they're going to read the play the way they work it. So it's kind of, there is a draft of translation first, and then they adapt it together. They work together on the translation. And then we are going to have a reading on May 9th at 6 p.m. Then, where I am. And it's going to be here. And then we have, for the very first time this year, we did a mentorship for emerging directors, because directors also, they need some, some programs for them. America is a land for playwrights more than directors. So I decided, let's do something for directors. And so, as you know, we have a Playwright Award. And in the Playwright Award, there is the winning play is translated into English. So the call was, choose one of the plays, tell us what you will do with it, tell us also, we'll give a little budget, tell us how you will use the budget, tell us how you envision everything, and then we'll select one of you. And this year, the play that was selected by our emerging director is Mater Famiglia by Pier Lorenzo Pisano. And the director is Emma Denson, who is here. Stand up, stand up, stand up, yes. And there is the entire cast. It's not the entire cast, but everyone else who is involved, please stand up one moment. You can see them on stage. Yes, we have actors. Assistant director, and you can see them on stage. They're at the Tank, which is another collaborator of ours, and they're going to be, is everything in the program. And that is the last program we do, but that's it. Mark my word. And also the Playwright Award. This year, the winner of the Playwright Award was going to be presented at the Italian Cultural Institute at 6 p.m. on May 19th for the closing night, is Marco De Simone, who was here on this very stage in 2023 with the show We Puppet. We didn't know, but he won. We didn't know he submitted, but he won. And then the shows. So, one moment. So, let me give you a very brief introduction to the shows. I need to read because otherwise, I don't want to I want to make sure that I say everything right. So, we have, tomorrow we have 2 shows, Alfredino, Italiana. Well, if you are old enough and you're Italian, you remember the tragedy of Alfredino, the Vermicino tragedy. But also, it was the very first time that a real event was televised in the moment that it was happening. And I remember being glued to the TV to see what was happening. It was late at night, and we were watching and living together with these people. So tomorrow at 6 p.m., and then it will be in Brooklyn. And at 8 p.m., we have In the Name of Mary, which is is a show also based on a real event, but also, as you know, is kind of vaguely based. This is based, but you'll see. You have to come and see it. And then on Friday, we have The Puppets Instruction for Freedom, which is a play complete in English because it comes from the UK. This year, we're also international. So it comes from the UK and is about another real event, when a group of nuns elected a poppess. We selected this show many months ago. So that's I want to say just in case you think, oh, you're bringing it now. We did it many years ago. Then there is another show that we are going to see in a moment. Then there is the Perché Theresas, which is a memory of 3 aunts from Sicily, 3 spinters. So, and it's a sweet and funny show that you're going to enjoy much. And then there is on the 14th, we have an entire day dedicated to Pirandello, to the 6 characters in search of an author. We have a new translation, so we read some scenes of the new translation, and we talk about translating and adapting Pirandello today. I will be one of the actors, so you should come only for that. Sure, and also we have from San Francisco a group of students led by a director/professor. He did a different adaptation of the 6 characters, so it's an entire day dedicated to Pirandello. And then we have 2 shows that are, they're not going to be here because they need a different kind of space. One is about on Goliarda Sapienza, who was a poet, an actress, LGBTQ activist, and so much more. And another one is called Amara Sapienza. And the last one is Like an Octopus in a Guitar, which is about losing memories, when someone loses memory and what happens. And, well, it's so much more. But you'll come see it, so you'll know. And now I can ask, so we can turn off the house light. Thank you. We can... have the screen going up for the super titles. We have one artist before we have the show. And the one artist is Filippo Capobianco, who is the 2023 world champion for slam poetry. So he's presenting My Mama Notarizes, but also makes risotto. And we are lucky to have him here for a 3 minutes sum of what you're going to see on Sunday at 3 p.m. at Culture Lab LIC and Monday at 8 p.m. here on this very stage. Please.
Hi, I'm Filippo. I'm the 2023 version of this. And my show is about I want to tell you what it is about. It talks a lot about poetry. So I thought it could be a good idea to perform for you a poem, and if you enjoy it, then you can come and see the whole show. Okay? This poem is called Divergenze, o Storia di un cosmologo innamorato. Divergences, or story of a cosmologist in love. And you have your seat? Yes? Okay. Thank you. Esco dal congresso e lei è lì. Dall'altra parte della strada, una visione. Ti pare non mi cada la penna dall'emozione, neanche il tempo di raccoglierla e l'ho persa. Dannazione. La cerco tra la folla, a Milano, alle 18. Tutto per una sconosciuta, penso a come sono ridotto, quando ho perso le speranze in una danza di comparse, la folla si apre e lei è lì al centro. Non ho il tempo di pensarci, sono a un passo dal suo mento, lei mi guarda, ma che le dico? Se non parlo di lavoro, sono un mezzo cavernico. Lo. Ciao. E io di formazione sono cosmologo e conosco fenomeni del cielo che so descrivere da artista. Un fulmine, per esempio, non può mica dare un colpo, ma mi sono innamorato al primo istante che ti ho vista. E lei? Cosmologo, ma pensa. Io terapiattista. Terapia cosa? No, guarda, c'è un limite al disagio. Non il tuo, il mio, non sentirti attaccata. Anche se in fondo ai tuoi occhi vedo qualcosa di magico, forse è meglio che io vada.
6 mesi l'ho sposata. Luna di miele, giro dell'Australia, mi ha detto, peccato fosse finta, tornata in Italia. Entro in università, divento professore, ti do da leggere i miei articoli. E che belle favole, amore. Testarda come un mulo, forte come un'esplosione, proprio come nostro figlio, cresciuto, con un po' di confusione. La Terra è un piatto geoide, il termine esatto. La Via Lattea è solo fumo, ma tu non dirlo a nessuno, eh? E questa storia dello spazio è solo un film troppo reale, una rete di complotti internazionale. L'allunaggio, per carità, filmato da manuale, ma sono tutti ologrammi, come l'aurora boreale. No! L'aurora boreale no! Senti, Giacomino, il Sole, come tutte le altre stelle, è una bomba sempre accesa che spara particelle. Nello spazio interstellare, che è buio e freddo come il ghiaccio, e loro grandi avventurieri in questo straordinario viaggio raggiungono la Terra ed il suo campo magnetico che un po' le attrae e un po' le respinge, come quando ti faccio il solletico. E proprio come quando ridi e ti senti leggero, anche loro felici danzano nel cielo. E poi diventano luce, sì, come dice la mamma. Ma è l'effetto Compton. Non un ologramma. E quando ti sei ammalata non ti sei voluta curare. Il mio corpo, dicevi, non lo potranno studiare. Ho provato a convincerti che ti potevi salvare. Avrei dovuto costringerti ad andare prima in ospedale. Il film della mia vita, uno stupido melodramma. Siamo stati giorni interi chiusi dentro quella stanza, la colonna sonora dell'elettrocardiogramma, tra i miei fogli e le galassie. E tu che diventavi bianca. Fino al giorno in cui d'un tratto mi sono risvegliato vecchio. Ti sei mossa sul cuscino e mi hai sussurrato in un orecchio. Ti avrei detto terra piatta 1000 volte ancora per sentirti raccontare un'altra volta dell'aurora.